What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Over the past year and a half, I've seen, a member of one of my favorite groups of all time, G Unit. I've seen Tony Yayo going on like press tours, doing interviews with DJ Vlad, Mav Hoffa's podcast, doing a whole lot of different interviews. Even what's that? The Crew Has It, I think is what it's called, with Michael Rainey Jr. He got his podcast with his boy that's in the TV, that's in the Power Book 2 Ghost spinoff with him and all of that. And I've seen Yayo's perspective. He has a lot of dope interviews and a lot of good, information and a lot of good stories being told on there, right? But one thing that I get from these interviews, and people are gonna get mad at me, Tony Yayo is a yes man for 50 Cent. Without question. From just observing the things that Yayo does and says on social media, he laughs at every single thing that 50 does, even things that are not like, except when he coming at Banks. But it's just like certain situations, like as a friend, I cannot co-sign every single thing that my friend does, especially when I think it's self-destructive behavior or when I think it's something that's not my business, right? Yayo, I remember when 50 was going back and forth with his own son. And if any of my friends had a disagreement or a rift with their seed, there's no way I'm going to be laughing at it or joking about it or get involved in a skit to make fun and clown that man's son. I'm not going to be involved in any way at all. As an adult, as a mature man, I'm going to separate myself from that because that's that man's child. And as a man, I want all black men to have a relationship with their children and for it to be strong and healthy, right? And even if it doesn't get healthy because maybe the son is stubborn and my boy is stubborn, I'm going to stay out of that. I'm not going to egg on or instigate beef from my man's point of view to clown his son. That's whack to me. And I think that's not something that a grown man is supposed to do. Him and Uncle Murder snickering and laughing and shit, that's kiddie to me. That's not what that's not what an adult is supposed to do, right? And people praise Yayo's loyalty to 50, and he is loyal to him for sure. But then sometimes he's loyal to a fault, right? Because ask any of my friends, I'm one of the most loyal friends you can have. I never backstabbed them, never clowned them out, never tried to talk to none of these women. I never stole nothing. I never was disloyal to them. I never was out here just doing them greasy. I never was out here trying to put them on Front Street. I never saw them struggling and didn't offer to help. None of that, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to get in your family beefs and rifts. That's your family. At any point, y'all are subject to make up. And you can, your son can, maybe he'll accept your apology. But when it comes from me, he's going to look at me like a clown. And that's why you shouldn't interject or insert yourself into situations with people's children. That's lame as hell. Yayo too grown to do that. Because he wouldn't want 50 coming into a rift with him and his daughter. And if he ever allowed 50 to get into a rift with him and his daughter and clown his daughter, Yayo's a fucking clown if he did that. Right? If Yayo had a rift with his child or whatever, and he allowed 50 to get in on that and clown his child out or clown his seed, Yayo is a lame and a coward of a man to do something like if that was to happen. I'm not calling him a coward now, but I'm saying if he were to have a beef with his child, if he ever let 50 Cent clown out his child, he would be a coward. Because what I have going on with my child is between me and my child. Nobody else, right? Then I look at the way certain things happen with 50. I seen 50 throwing Yayo in bushes and shit, and my homies ain't doing that to me. They not doing that, right? And 50 was like, oh, me and Yayo were just playing, but you know what can happen to you in real life, because Meek put up the clip of Yayo being dumped in the bushes and stuff, right? By 50. And Yayo looked like he was not having fun. He didn't want 50 to do that to him at all, but 50 still threw him in the bushes and all of that, right? As a grown man, 50 doing this to Yayo, right? I'm like, Yayo be letting, for all this tough talk, Yayo be letting 50 bully him at all costs just because 50 changed his life. As a man, I can have gratitude for you changing my life, for you putting me in position to make millions of dollars. And I can love you for life, brother. But just because you put me in position does not mean you get to treat me any type of way you want to, talk to me any type of way you want to, and I'm not going to walk on eggshells around you because of that. If that's the case, brother, me and you can separate. I ain't got to make no money with you no more. I thank you for everything you've done. I'm not going to talk bad on your name, but we got to go our separate ways. I'm not going to trash you. I'm not going to clown you, but we got to go our separate ways. Yayo will accept being bullied and accept being 50's little mans as a grown man. You know what I mean? And be his, just continue to be his little mans for the rest of his life. That ain't cool to me, right? I don't treat none of my homies like they my little mans, even if they younger than me, because we grown men. We're grown men. I treat the young boys like little men, my little mans now. But when they become great men, I'm gonna treat them like grown men because they're old. They're old that. When they're grown and they're responsible and they're standing on all their principles, as a man, I'm gonna do that. But Yayo allows 50 to just bully him, and he just go with whatever 50 does, even if he feels it's not right. And as a friend, if my friend is doing something that I feel is not right, he could be the breadwinner and put me in position, but I have to tell him, I don't like that, brother. That's not okay. That's not becoming of you, fam. That's not all right. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's all right. And we can have our disagreements and we can have our back and forths, and he can hate me all he wants to. But I would feel terrible not to co-sign you getting down on your child for you doing certain things. And I'd be like, yo, no, that ain't cool. That's not cool for you to say. That ain't cool for you to do. And if as a friend I can't check you, we can't be friends. Because my friends can check me if they feel like I'm getting out of line, if I'm jumping out of bounds with certain things. And they, I try to keep my moral compass strong. I'm not a saint at all. I've done wrong things, especially in my relationships with women and so on and so forth. But my friends are free to check me when I'm doing something wrong, when I've done something that's out of bounds. That's what a friend is supposed to do. Keep you in bounds when you're starting to drift and you're starting to sway. But Yayo can't do that with 50. Yayo got to say, yes, it's okay, and make excuses for everything 50 does. Even when he bullying you and talking crazy to you, you're supposed to accept it? Nah, bruh. You can do all this and change my life. I could love you to death, but you're not going to talk to me the way you want to talk. You're not going to treat me the way you want to treat me. My integrity as a man is worth more than money can buy. It's worth more than money as a man. We all want money. I want riches. But I'm not going to allow you to say whatever and do whatever to me. There's never going to be a situation like that ever in life. There's never going to be nothing like that. I can never let nothing like that ride. Because as a man, you got to stand on your all 10 toes and be honorable. And you got to be like, nah, bro, I ain't letting you do that. I ain't letting you say that. And it be what it be, but Yayo, he let 50 do whatever and say whatever. And it's like, even if it's at his expense, he'll jump in 50's situation with it. It's like, bro, no, bro. You, at some point, you can have admiration for your friend. You can have love for your friend. You can be thankful for what your friend has done, right? You can be have gratitude for everything that he's helped to introduce in your life. But certain shit, you gotta be, bro. You gotta be able to check your friend and be like, nah, that ain't cool. That ain't all right. Even be willing to make amends in certain situations. I'm not the type. 50. I think Yayo said it. 50. He said 50 can say whatever about him and all of that. He ain't gonna say nothing because he's grateful for what 50 done. You ain't gonna be able to just, I can love you and be appreciative, but you ain't gonna just say whatever to me and talk crazy to me, jump out of your body, clown me out, trying to embarrass me just because you made me rich or helped to make me rich. I don't rock like that. Because at some point, I've shown value for why you did that. Whether even if I'm not a great rapper, even if I didn't make the biggest hits, I've been loyal and standing by you as a soldier for a long time. That's enough to warrant me to be able to, for you to treat me A1 without, I can have my own opinion without you trying to throw me under the bus or clown me out. I can tell you when you're wrong without you trying to cut me off. That's what a real friend is about. And I hope that at some point, Tony Yayo realizes that. Because I ain't like the way he was talking to Math Hoffa, talking to him all greasy, all on their podcast, talking real wild and reckless and acting like Hoffa was annoying to him and all this extra stuff. And I know he had been drinking and smoking, but brother got to chill. Because all of that, he never going to direct that at 50. And 50 can talk about him like a dog and clown him out. And he never going to have that with 50. And y'all going to say, how do you know? Or how do I know? I can tell how he talks about 50 in public. As a grown man, it's certain shit I ain't saying, as a grown man, even in interviews about my homie. My homie can't say whatever he want to say to me, even if he put me in position. I'm sorry. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm gone.